Good morning. We are out and about again and we are in the Peak District and I'm heading to a location I have never seen vlogged before, not by a photographer anyway. It's a bit of a hike, it's about a 4K walk. I'm not alone. I put out on the Facebook group Landscape Vlogtography Adventures about coming out. I've got a couple of people up there with us and we've got Claire who actually beat us up. She got up for sunrise and she parked next to the van, which is pretty cool. So she was the one that woke me up this morning. I was told about this barn. I didn't know this barn was here. Look at this barn and this tree. It is amazing because you've got the hillside behind it surrounding the barn, so it's not just sky. The clouds at the moment are just phenomenal. The colours and the textures are really, really nice. And because it's winter and the light's low, it's looking pretty awesome. So I'm going to get a couple of shots of this. I'll put them up on the screen and I'm not going to video go in there because it's going to be a long walk. Unless I come across something that's worth photographing, I'll see you at this special little location. Buried, completely buried, and another one was again little groins in the ground and they were just not there. Stone pathway now. We've been walking across the grass behind the sort of moorland. The views up here are pretty good, pretty spectacular, massive views. You can see Stanage Edge, you can see Coach and Horses, you can see Bamford Edge, you can see over to Mamtour, you can see Winnitt's Pass, you can see everything from up here. But now we're on the big long walk. The stone pathway's just started. This is what I've seen on Google Maps and I know that I've got a good couple of miles to get along this, and it's just going to be one of those walks like I did further up the road when I went to look to the plane crashes and you had 3 miles of stone pathway to walk along. But when we get there, you're going to love it. We've been on this path now for some time and we've just sort of come over the bit of a brow of a hill. And while we're chopsing, time just gets on and then your distance is carrying on, which is really nice, which is why I do enjoy walking with other people. But what's opened up in front of me is something seriously special looking. For me, it doesn't look like I'm in the Peak District anymore. It looks amazing. The place is called, where we're heading, Alport Castles. That's where we're heading. Now I found this place, I was unsure, I knew I was coming over to the Peak District this weekend, I wanted to keep it sort of local, and I was looking through the guidebook and this picture popped up, I'm like, oh, that looks nice. So do check out Ellen Bonus's guidebooks because they are brilliant. I'll put a link in the description and I'll put a picture up so you can have a look at them. But that's what gave me the inspiration to come here. I've never heard of it, never seen any images of the place, and it is something phenomenal to look at. We've still got quite a way to go, but when we get there, you're going to love this place. We've made it to our first, what I call my viewpoint, on the vantage point. We've come from way back over there. You can see the path we've come along. It's a good old walk. But we've come to this bit here. Look at this. This is amazing. So we're going to make our way now, coming on along the top here, because we're not actually at our location. Our location is somewhere, I think, in that gap, looking at the way the land is. So we're going to make our way round, and when I get to the actual point we've come to photograph, I'll turn you back on, because it should be even better than this.
Battery 88 shots and it died, and I've now got 3 batteries.
That was a very short walk from where we were just talking. We've actually come to the start of where we want to be now. If you look, that is Alport Castles, and it looks like a castle. It looks like a Mott and Bailey style castle, and that's why it's got its name. This is actually called the Landslide. This is where it's obviously slid away from here. There's a lot of information if you go on Wikipedia for it. I'm not a clever person, but I did have a look yesterday, and it's something they can't work out where there's shale or anything that's underneath it. The land slipped, but it's quite impressive. All the cameras are coming out here because we've got these lovely little undulations and the little path and the way it's hidden in the gap with the shadows and everything. It just looks cool from here, but the biggest view is down the other end. So we've got to make our way down now through this little pathway, through the gap and round to the left. That's where we get this nice view down the valley. So, and if I can get up there, I'm going to go up there just to show you what I can. We are here, cameras set up. As you can see, I've got the tripod set up. This is beyond what I thought it was going to be. I've seen a couple of photographs of it, I've googled it and stuff and done a little bit of research to see what sort of images are here. This is way better than any of the photographs. I've just taken a couple. It was a quick mag dash, the camera was down. Claire had already run into the image. I've actually got a picture of her in it. It looks quite good actually. 25 quid if she wants it. But yeah, the guys, they wanted to get a picture of me on this rock as well, standing in front of the castle sort of bit. But just when you get to this position, the view in front of you is mind-blowing. But the conditions we've got at this present time, I think, are probably some of the best you're going to get for a photograph like this, because you want a little bit of mysterious, a bit of ruggedness, a little bit of conditiony, weather. I don't know what I'm trying to say, you know, something that sort of sells the atmosphere of what's here. And we've got some low misters coming through the trees in the background. We haven't got that blue sky anymore. We've now got some textured layers of fog and mist and low cloud, and it's just drifting in. We had a patch of light when we first got here that actually hit it. I think it's just about to hit it again, and I've gone a bit wider now, so hopefully it'll happen. But the light lit up the castle area, this tall clump of rocks in the middle, and everything else was dark around it. It looked amazing. So if I can develop it, process it in a way that it makes it look as good as what I've got on the back of the camera, it's going to be a good shot. This is just getting better and better for compositions. I'm glad I stopped and got that first composition. You know, like sort of I've said to you before, you get to the location and get the shot done and get it taken, and then work on improving and getting better and better. Because if I hadn't taken the camera out of my bag and got that actual first shot, I wouldn't have had what I've got on my camera now with the light, because the light has just gone lower and lower and lower. Now, what I've got is this fantastic leading line leading you all across the ridge. There's a ridge just in front of me, all across the ridge. You've got the big castle leaning up into the sky now. The sky has gone very grey. I don't know if the underexposed images are looking any dark. I know the texture's gone very, very foggy, very grey, but I just love these conditions. If the light comes through this, it will blow you away. It will be amazing. But I also think there's a panoramic here as well, because you've got all these rocks over on the right hand side, and they're basically sheer drops straight down into death. You know, they're amazing looking rocks. So I think a pano would work as well, so I'm going to shoot one of them. But this shot is definitely 100% a selfie shot, so stand by.
Why is this not focusing?
I've got some biscuits and stuff, don't worry about that. Right, so we're gonna make tracks and move a little bit. The light's definitely gone off now. Like I said before, I think I've got the best of the image. It's really, really low clouds coming now. But there is a tree down here, and like I said, doing a bit of Google research, I found this tree. Julian saw the same image as me, I think. So we're going to try and make our way down through this bit of a boulder field, get over to the other side, and there is a path down behind us, but we've just got to make our way down. So there's going to be a bit of scrambling, a bit of rambling, so we're going to make our way down there. But first of all, have a look at that tree, and just, if anything else, the next few shots are what you probably see from me, a bit more recce style, just to give me an idea of what you're going to get from this location when the lights bang on. It's just come down a bit too low now to get the perfect shot. I reckon, yeah, if we go halfway across there and then left back along, so it's like a zigzag, so halfway across, left to back, and then down forwards. I'll go first if you want and show you where to slip. So we've got over that little bit of a rocky sort of bit behind us. Basically had to sort of scramble down that, which isn't ideal really. And we've made our way up to where the tree is, and there is a shot up there with a tree, but Claire's a bad influence on me. She actually wants to walk up on the top, and she's going that direction, and I can't let her beat me. So I'm going to go and catch up with her and see what she's made of. I am actually up on the top of the castle, and the guys have taken a selfie of me from down the bottom. Now this was not the easiest one to get up, but there are some pretty sure footings to be able to climb up here. So yeah, I had to leave my bag down the bottom though. I wasn't bringing my bag up, but I've come to the top. I've done one of the things that I wasn't, and all I've got to do now is get back down again. That was fun. Right, I'm back at my bag, which I left at the bottom because it's just a bit too big to be carrying up there on my back. I came down a different way, so I came down the other side, which is probably a little bit easier, even though it could be a bit slipperier, if you know what I mean. But you're not hanging off the edge like you were where I went up. Oh yeah, I feel great now. Woo! That was fun. I'm back down with the camera now, getting my shot of the tree. The guys said they got a couple of selfies of me up on the top, which is great because obviously I couldn't get a selfie myself. And if they sound really good, so I'm hoping that they managed to pull them off. I'm just going to get one now of the tree. The light isn't in. There's no light. The light that I could see at the top, right down in the valley, it's just not here. The cloud is still low, thick, and foggy. But what there is there's people going up and down this hill a little bit now. It's for scale when you see people on the side, and I can't imagine what I look like up on the top there, but I must have been tiny. Anyway, the tree's in front of me. I've got a tree on the left-hand thirds, the rocks just off the centre towards the right-hand thirds. I'm eliminating the sky by tilting the camera down. I've got all these rocks and boulders in front of me, and I think even though this is flat light, I think I can still add some light to this in processing and make it look quite interesting. Bring that sky down, make it look a bit more grayer and darker, punch out some of the highlights and the low lights, you know, darken the shadows, lighten the highlights, and just make it a little bit warmer. And I think it still looks really, really good. What an absolutely, if you were to ask me now, if you helicoptered me in and plonked me here and asked me where I was, I wouldn't have a clue. I'd probably estimate Scotland or something like that, because it doesn't feel like the Peak District at all. Lens cloth and my hood, because my head's getting a bit cold. There we go. Now there's people climbing up on the top, and we've got this lovely sweeping line coming through the image and literally pointing you at the rock, and there is almost some light going on in the background. So this is going to be one of those shots where I keep taking images, I think, and I'm going to pop it up to f11 as well, just so I've got a bit more depth in the image. But as soon as those people, if they get to the top where I was just now, I'm going to get a shot of them, because it looks amazing from where I am. You've got the tree on the right hand side still, you've got the big mountain in the middle, if you want to call it that, the misty background with a bit of atmosphere going on, a little bit of light just trying to get through. I mean, if that light got through here, this would be an absolutely astonishing 100% shot, really would. But we haven't seen light on the actual castle since we've been in this bit of the valley. We've got the tree still in there, we've got this nice big sweep of cliff face as well now, so he's looking really good. But please let that light break through up here. It'll be absolutely phenomenal if it does. The light actually broke through. We watched it down on the farm, and the light actually broke through and hit the castle. So we've got the light now with the backdrop is all dark and moody, mysterious, the fog going off into the distance. What a banger, what an absolute corker of a shot. And you wait till you see this, the leading line flowing through this image. This is, if you're looking for composition and to make composition work, this is the one that works. You'll see the line leading from the bottom right into the left. It comes from the left, it leads you back and points you towards the castle. You've then got the tree filling the gap on the right hand side. You've got the cliffs and the rocks from the top right hand corner leading you down, and then the valley going off down into the distance. Don't get any more better than that. What a shot. our way down now. We're walking down and having a look down on the bottom and seeing what we can see from down this end, because we've got that little bit of water. We've just come down this steep bit here, this little rocky bit. There is actually a bit of a track down, but you have to make sure you have to put your feet exactly where you need to put them. But it's nice having a bit of an explore. We're going to go back down to the road and along the river, so I'm not going to count out the end of this video just yet, but it is worth looking around. God, that looks really high behind me now. Looks really tall. So we'll make our way along to the path, see if we can get this little tiny little lake thing in the bottom, so some interest, something going on, and then I think it's time to make tracks and get on our way back to the van for tea and coffee. Word of warning, if you're following the route that we've come down, so we came down, turned left, went towards the path, you have to climb over a bit of a wire fence. There is rocks there, but you do have to climb over the barbed wire fence. This in front of us now, again, it's just blowing me away. This is really exciting stuff. This is so nice. I can't tell you how exciting I am to see stuff like this. This is definitely a place I'll be coming back to, but in all fairness, the conditions we got are amazing. We've got all this low cloud that's rolling along. We've got little patches of light that's going on over there. We've now got this little lake, tarn, pond, whatever you want to call it, and then we've got our castle right up in the top there. I'm using these foregrounds. I'm on a wide angle lens, so I'm using the foreground to sort of try and get everything in. I know it's making the castle look quite small, but I think it works with that wide angle. I just like everything that seems to be sort of the whole atmosphere of this whole area. It's just amazing. If that little bit of light that's over there, which I think it's going to, it hits this, I need to have my camera ready, so I'll be back. Never let it be said, never, that a photographer doesn't like a lone tree or a tree. We are obsessed about these little trees here. Well, not even little, these big trees. So we started off up on the top, up here, and I've gradually made my way all the way down, zigzagged myself down the grass and took shots from looking down, so you got the farm behind it, and then looking across it, and then looking sideways onto it, and I've got right down low to the rocks with a wide angle lens and try and just make the rock as foreground. And yeah, fascinated by these. These are definitely worth coming back to another time. This little area is actually here. This is quite a nice little area. There's a beautiful tree over there. We've got some real nice looks to them, and we've actually got to make our way right down to the farm. We're not getting very far at all, but there's a few trees, and I think we can meander our way through this lot and actually get down to the pathway. So another long video, folks. Sorry. Takes a little bit longer, mind, but been there a while, hasn't it?
It's all
grown in, yeah. It's definitely been there a while.
Yeah.
Walking back down now, coming down the track leading towards the road. We've still got quite a long way to go. I think photography wise, I think we're about done. There may be a couple of shots just on the way past, but just over my shoulder you might be able to see it, but we've just stopped at an old wreck, or a couple of wrecks of some old machinery, farming machinery. Been there a very, very long time. You can see the way it's buried in the ground and the ground's growing up over it. So yeah, I just had to stop and take a couple of shots. I'm not sure whether they'll work very well, but I'm going to try and make them a bit gritty and grungy and see if I can pull out all those nice bronzy tones and, you know, rusty colours. If I do find any more shots, I'll stick them on the end of this, but thank you for joining us. It's been a really good day. Oh, I can see the barn again now where we started this morning, I think. No, it's a different barn. It's got to be yeah, it's got to be a different barn. We're miles off from where we need to be. Yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, give us that thumbs up, and of course drop us a comment. What do you think of this area we've been to? Have you been here before? That's an interesting one. Have you been here before? Do you know about it? But yeah, until next time, ciao for now, see you soon, and God knows what I'm going to be doing tomorrow morning, but probably somewhere around here. Ciao for now.
The missus has just been texting me, what time is you home? I don't know. Where are you? I don't know.